Hi, this is Boone, Slot Car Garage. Let's do this. Hi, I'm Boone, and this is Boone Slot Car Garage. And tonight we're going to go ahead and we're going to do something a little bit different. Well, we've done it before, but it's time to do it again. And what are we going to do tonight? Well, we're going to go ahead and do this. And what this is a video that I did back in December 2nd of 2020. And what the video is that we went ahead and did kind of a once-over as far as the layout and everything, as far as the table size and the different things. Just kind of showed, you know, what Deception Raceways look like. Well, a little bit's changed. Some hasn't, but some has. So I thought, you know what, this is a good time to go ahead and do a video on the layout and kind of go into a little bit more depth on things and, you know, maybe show certain items and bring up the videos that refer to those items. And yeah, it'd be kind of a cool way to do it, kind of a reference type of thing. And at the same point in time, we can see what Deception Raceways looks like now instead of when I do a video, you know, you're only really kind of seeing a small area of it. So we need to see it on a more grand scale, right? And it would probably help if we got some racing in there and saw some cars going around the track and got some good shots of certain things. It'd be kind of fun. So stick around, grab a cup of joe, maybe some popcorn, and let's do this. All right, so before we go ahead and actually start filming the layout, there's a couple little things I want to go over. A little bit of history of the layout, a little bit of the measurements, stuff like that. So when I first started to actually build the layout, it was back in January of 2020. Now, that was a few months prior to actually even starting the YouTube channel. YouTube channel didn't start until May 18th of 2020. So there was, you know, there was a little bit of time that went by and there was building that was going on prior to even the first video being filmed. And that first video was what was the guardrail video. And it's kind of funny to go back and actually look at the early videos. So yeah, so we went ahead and started the YouTube channel then. Now, since then, we've filmed, let's see here, about 76 videos covering the layout and some other little stuff that's thrown in there as well. But majority of the YouTube channel has been devoted directly to the layout and scenery and the build that was going on. The track that I'm using, it still hasn't changed. It's still the Scalextric Sport and digital track. And the power base that I'm using is the Arc Pro digital power base. Now, the table is built into two different levels. There's a lower level and there's an upper level. And the reason why I did that is because, well, it's in the garage. And when I store it, it's on an electric winch and it goes up to the ceiling. But I had to have it at two different levels so I could roll up my garage door and it would fit in there. Otherwise, I just couldn't make it work. So the difference between the upper table and the lower table is around 18 inches height difference between the two tables, which is kind of cool. It creates an area for a hill and stuff like that, which kind of changes it all up. The track itself has around 30 corners, and it's around 106 feet of total track. So it's fairly good size, you know, compacted in there. Now, the upper level itself is 6.5 feet wide, or no, 6.5 feet long by 8 feet wide. And the lower table is 9.5 feet long by 8.5 feet wide. So it actually has grown a little bit since, you know, this last video that I did that was covering Deception Raceways. Now, the total square footage of tabletop that I have is right around 132.75 feet. So, you know, it takes up a little bit of real estate, pretty good size. As far as the number of trees and bushes and all that type of stuff, I haven't got a clue. I quit counting on that a long time ago. And as far as figures and all that, all I know is I have, I have a bit that are on there, but I have a big old box that I still need to paint up. And with a 3D printer, I keep on printing out more, so I don't think I'll ever catch up as far as that goes. But yeah, it's it's kind of cool. So what I'd like to do is just kind of give you guys a little bit of that. The reason why I started the channel was for the mere fact that I hadn't seen anybody doing scenery for slot cars. And I thought, wow, there's a void out there. And here I am building stuff, and I'm looking around trying to find information, and there was just no information out there. So I thought, you know, what the heck, I'll start a YouTube channel. But uh, even back then, when I started the YouTube channel, I had no idea that it was going to grow as much as it did. And that it just shows that there was a void that was out there that needed to be filled. But now, I was kind of like the first guy that was out there doing scenery and stuff, and now there's other guys doing it, and it's cool. It's just kind of bringing the whole entire community and the hobby together. So yeah, kind of cool stuff. But enough with me jabbering. Let's go check out Deception Raceways, all right? All right, so let's go ahead and let's start taking a look at Deception Raceway. So first off, we're kind of sitting in the same position you see like all the time. This is where I'm sitting, where I'm doing my tutorials at, and everything else. So first off, what we have here is a table that I was able to retrofit on here, and this actually came off of a barbecue, and this is one of the side tables on a barbecue. And the cool thing about this is if I slide it out, you can see that it has arms that go into it. Now, I just went ahead and drilled some holes on both sides, and this thing I can go ahead and slide it on here, and I can take it off when I stow the track away. But it's kind of cool. I mean, it's not a real, strong table, but for a simple little table just to do some odds and ends on, or if you're going to go ahead and use it like a pit area for like your car, and you can go ahead and do a little bit of tuning and stuff on, it works perfect. So kind of a cool idea, might want to put one of those on your own layout. But if we get into the actual layout itself, we have our 76 ball, and we did a video on that, and I'll go ahead and as I go through here, I'll post the videos that we actually built this stuff with. And that'd be kind of cool. You have a reference that you can kind of go, oh yeah, I remember when we did that, and there's the video to go ahead and build it. So there was that 76 ball, and we have a sign from Miller Engineering, which are really cool. If you've never seen Miller Engineering, I highly suggest checking out their products. They're real neat. So I have just one sign, the champion sign. But if we come over here, what I have is the pit lane from Targa Floria. And Targa Floria was in Sicily. And they don't run the race anymore, but, kind of cool. An iconic pit building. But if I were to build this at a true 1/32 scale, this pit would be like 8 feet long. So I knew that I wouldn't be able to fit that on my layout. So what I did is I kind of got the general shape of it and then just went ahead and scratch built it. And the cool thing about it is such an iconic building that I don't even have to build it true all the way, to what it is. You can look at it and say, you know what? That's the pit lane from Targa Floria. So yeah, I just thought it was really cool. Now, the layout itself, I never really built anything to mimic, per se, a certain track or anything else. I just went ahead and started laying down track and got a design that I liked, and a flow as far as the actual track itself. Now, saying that, we have certain areas in here that, you'll notice, like this billboard that's right in here. And this billboard is from Monza back in the early 70s. And it's when they went ahead and kicked out the panels and whatnot. And we built a video on that as well. So kind of, these cool little things you can put on your layout that really start to bring things around. And then like down in here, we have our painted track and our crack techniques and the cobblestone. And, those are all those different track painting videos that I did. There's still a lot of track that's still on the layout that I have not painted. And there's a couple reasons behind that. One of which is I just haven't taken the time to do it. And the other part of it is I have some other videos that I want to do on track painting as well. So those will be future videos that will be, coming hopefully sooner than later. So we have all these different trees and everything else. We have our little garbage can over here on the side, and there was a video there that we actually made that, and that was kind of a cool little project. And then we also have our tire barrier in here. We did a video on those, and it's as time's gone on, doing these different videos and putting stuff together. It's one of the reasons why I thought it would be kind of important to kind of do a little bit of a once over with the track and just kind of show where it's at right now. So when we come back, we'll go over to the side over here and we'll start looking at some of this other stuff. Kind of adds that much more realism to our layout with our waterfall and whatnot. So yeah, just kind of one of those things, all these little items just keep on adding more and more character to the layout, and it was really fun to do. This layout's more of per se a diorama style layout than your regular club racing track. So it's kind of one of those user friendlies. It's not something you want to have a bunch of buddies and do some serious racing on. It's one of those where you just kind of put a car on the track, and cruise around and put on some music and just enjoy yourself. So kind of a good way to unwind after work. So if we come down into the center here, we have it, comes up into an elevated area, and our brickwork that's up above. And then we have our Firestone crosswalk. Now, I used to have the Dunlop Bridge in this area, and I had to move the Dunlop Bridge to a different area of the layout. And this kit was by Magnetic Racing as well. And we went ahead and did a little bit of tweaking on that as far as putting all the lights in it. We did neon onto it, and really turned out cool. It's kind of a cool centerpiece for the track. And then on the back side of that, we have our ESO guy right there in the corner, and that was one of the first videos that we did on the channel. And that guy came from, I believe it was Le Mans is where they had the ESO guy at. And is cool. Every track needs an SO guy. And then we have our camera stand over there, the scaffolding. And that was another video that we did. It just kind of, everything just kind of draws together, you know. It's fun, you know. It's one of those where you just kind of put your personality into your layout, and yeah, it's kind of neat the way everything just comes together. And then we have our grandstand over here, and that was another video that we did, the grandstand and the cobblestone area through here, and another track effect that goes up the hill. And yeah, it's just, you know, it's been a fun build. You know, I spend anywhere from 2 to 3 hours a night out here after work, just working on this. If I'm not actually working on the layout, I'm working on R&D projects for future videos, or we're, you know, in the process of filming another video for the channel. So it's a cool way to spend extra time, you know. And then we have the Firestone gantry that's right there, and that was the another kit from Magnetic Racing. And you'll notice that this track has 3 levels to it back there. We have the lower table itself that goes just up inside with a hairpin, and then it comes up, and we have this midsection, and then it goes all the way up on top with the upper level. And like I said, there's about roughly about 18 inches between the lower level to the upper level as far as height difference. So yeah, that pretty much takes care of our lower level here. We'll go check out the underside over there and see the area that you can't really see from the outside next. Deception Raceways. Now, the name Deception Raceways comes from the idea that, well, I live in an area called Woodby Island, and on the north side of the island we have this channel of water. It's called Deception Pass, and it's actually some pretty treacherous water up here in the Pacific Northwest. And since this track is a little treacherous, I thought, what a fitting name, Deception, right? So that's where the name came from. Now, the track itself, like I said, it's about 106 feet of track, but my record going around this track with a fully magnetic car is about 15.476 seconds. So it takes a little bit to go around. Now, with a non-magnetic car, I believe it was one of my Thunder slots, I was able to get around right around 19 seconds. So you can, 106 feet takes a little bit of time to get around it, which is kind of cool. But yeah, so there's the track. Now, what do we need to do now? Well, I think we need to run some cars around this track, right? So we go. We got ourselves another video done, and we got ourselves an update video on Deception Raceway. So as you can see, it's kind of a sprawling layout. There's a lot to look at, and there's a lot of volume and room there. But saying that, we still have plenty to do on the layout itself. So this isn't the end. I still have plenty of stuff to do on it. We still have lighting videos to do. I want to do more track painting. There's some areas in there that we can put some more buildings in and stuff like that. So no worries, still have plenty of material to do, bucket list of stuff that still needs to be done to this layout. So, saying that, if you like this video, like it, share it with others, and subscribe to my channel. And by subscribing to my channel, it helps just get the word out. You know, YouTube has an algorithm, and the more people that subscribe, the more people that like, the more people that hit bells, it gets out there further. And by doing that, we can spread the word of this wonderful hobby that we have of slot cars. So, yeah, kind of cool. So, saying that, we also have this. And what this is the Facebook group. And what that is right there is the Instagram group. So come on over, check it out on the Facebook group. You guys show me what you guys are working on. I get to show you some of the stuff that I'm working on, stuff that's kind of banging around inside my head. And it's kind of cool. It's kind of a cool little community. And on Instagram, I put posts on there as far as also things that I'm working on, and just some cool pictures of the layout. So yeah, there we go. So next time on Boone's Slot Car Garage, well, I'm not sure, but you know what? I'm sure we're gonna be doing something on this layout or on the other layout, which is the HO. So yes, we also have two layouts going on. So yeah, kind of cool. All right, so I'll see you guys later. Hi, this is Boone's Slot Car Garage. Let's do this.